Hello, welcome to tutorial 8. In this tutorial I'm going to be finishing out the rough end of our body panels on the Pantera that we've been working on in the previous tutorials. If you've been following me from the first tutorial or somewhere earlier in the series, you'll probably have already have your car that you've been working on, which probably is not the Pantera but something you like, constructed. Now I'd like to start out by first drawing your attention to a particular area here. I've been getting a lot of grief about this and the reason why I haven't fixed it. Well, one of the ways that reasons or one of the methods that I use to model is just the rough end method. I like to get all the panels constructed and then go about smoothing them. There's a lot of places on the car that needs to be fixed, this being the most prominent. But for the sake of my viewing audience, I'm going to go ahead and fix that right now. So what I'm going to do is zoom in. As you can see, we projected off of this part to make this door here, and this aberration, what this is here is what I would call a geometric anomaly. It's a mathematical anomaly. All the parts to the car are perfect, but there's something going on, a little algorithm somewhere that's just not right, and it's causing this hideous aberration. So what we're going to do, the best way to do this, you can adjust it, it will not change it. What we're going to do is simply delete the polygons. So this is my problem panel right here, and I'm going to switch to polygon, select it, and delete the face, not the vertices or the lines. Okay, now whoops, there we go. Delete the face. Now, as you can see, we've deleted it. And let me see here. This might be giving me, this little piece here, as you can see, might be giving me a clue as to what is wrong. So I'm going to look at it from another angle. Interestingly, no. But oh wait, excuse me, that's the other half. Tell you what, as you can see, there's a lot of lines that are shooting around here, and as we get back into this modeling here, it's going to get difficult. I thought this might have been a undercutting piece, but it's the other half. My misidentification. Anyway, I'm just going to go down here and click on this icon and turn the other half of it off. I can, as you can see over here, it just kills the mirroring, and I can just turn it back on as easily, but we don't need it right now. So what I'm going to do is simply come in here, select these. I'm going to go to edges now, select these two edges and hit F. Same thing here, select these two edges and hit F. And as you can see, perfect. Alright, we have the same problem up here on the door. Same thing. I'm just going to select the offending polygons, delete them, sometimes, there we go. Alright, now And there we go. Of course, we've got a little bit of trouble right there, but we'll deal with that later. Now, looks a lot better, doesn't it? Easy fix. Okay, now let's get into the meat of this tutorial. What we want to do is construct a rear hatch. It's the last big piece of body geometry that we're going to have to deal with. Now, the way I'll do this is probably the simplest and the easiest way. There are many ways you could approach this, some more detailed than others, but for the beginner, I'm going to stick with the best way, which is the easiest. I'm going to select these vertices right here. And of course, extrude again. Extrude one more time. Okay. Now I'm selecting lines. I'm going to go through here and select these. Pretty much the same operation that we did before. Delete the edges. Alright, now we've got something we can work with. Back to our points. Alright. Just going to go through here, roughly match them up. After this tutorial, we're going to get into excuse me, we're going to get into the smoothing, and it's going to be a panel by panel smoothing. We're going to start with the rear hatch, and I'm going to show you how to sharpen up some of the edges, because if you notice, actually for a lot of models of Pantera, these fender pieces are right on. I mean, they're just about the size they should be, but I want the really extruded fenders that you see in some of the older versions. More rough look. So once I've just roughed this in, and got these roughly where I want them, like I said, right now I'm not spending a lot of a lot of detail, or giving a lot of detail to the specifics. We'll do that in the next tutorial. Okay, gonna go to the top view here, and we've got to pull these over so we can get a better view of what's happening. Okay. Something's wrong. Ah. Okay, let's see. Alright, that's better. Just start lining these things up here with the places they're intended to align to. And our hatch is starting to take shape. find Blender to be a lot easier than some of the other 3D programs out there. It's really surprisingly easy to use. Alright. Okay, now we need to select this group of points here for another extrusion. There. Now before I go any further with this, draw your attention down to here. Okay. Now I need to make another vertex right there. So I'm going to select these faces. As you can see, we'll run into a little polygon problem here probably. I'm going to knife exact right here, here, and here. And as you can see, it's messed this polygon up, even though it's not connected to it. I'll just go back and delete the faces of this and redo that later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay. Alright, so I'm selecting these points. Extrude on the edges. I'm going to limit this to x-axis. Now hold on. Move it down just a bit here. Okay. Oops. Extrude. 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 Alright. Okay, now we can begin to finish this off. Different cars and different geometries will require a different approach, or different approaches. I actually did a trial run on this one and tried to model the rear hatch in a different way. It didn't really work out very well, so I scrapped it and went back to my original way. Always trying to save time, sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, I'm just going to bring this out to where this corner meets up with this one. Okay, now I still have all these points selected. One thing we need to do over here, as you can see, I've already brought in my rear. Oh, I didn't show you. Okay, I have already brought in the rear photo, and as you can see, view background image. Let me just go back and load